Kira here, and I am here with my very first process video for Hip Kit Clubs. First, I want to apologize for my voice. I am just getting over a cold, so my throat is still a little bit sore, and I'm going to try and get through this as best as I can. So we're making a mini album today, and it has been a minute since I've made a mini album, so I am a little out of practice, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, this is like the third mini album I made with these kits. This is just the first one that I felt was okay enough to share. So I started with this piece of vellum, and this is included in the cardstock kit, and I'm going to be using a mix of the Project Life kit and the embellishment kits. It's all kind of mixed together, so if you see something and you're not sure, like if it's in the Project Life kit, you can check the embellishment kit, and it's probably in there, because those are the kits that I got. And I also got the cardstock kit, so any papers I'm using is from the cardstock kit. So my thought process for this mini album was I was gonna kind of do, I've done a lot of layouts where I do like how do I want to say, like strings from the top to the bottom. Like I usually use embroidery floss. That's kind of my go-to on scrapbook layouts, but I wanted something a little bit more heavy duty for this layout, so I'm actually using this colored twine, and I will string embellishments onto the embroidery floss, and I've done this multiple times. It's not a new technique for me at all, but I wanted to do kind of this rainbow effect in this mini album. So I've got my twines, and then I've kind of separated out some embellishments that I thought would work. I wanted to make sure the embellishments were small enough that they would fit in a mini album, so I kind of pulled with what I thought would work with the subject, which is going to be my son, that I thought would work with the colors. So I picked red, pink, yellow, light blue, and dark blue. And then I just wanted to make sure that they were all small enough that they would fit in the area that I'm working in. So I've got all my photos. My son is turning 5 on the 21st, so I want to do this little mini album about him, since he's just growing up so fast. And so I've printed out my photos, which are just all of him being him, and then I'm going to back them on the papers that coordinate with the colors I'm using. So I'm not going to show you the entire process just because it's very similar how I did each of the rows. So I'll show you kind of how the first row, the red, kind of comes together, but I'm going to cut out the rest just because I don't want this video to be 10 hours long, and because of my throat, and I just don't think that anyone really needs to see everything and how it comes together. You'll see it all at the end, how it looks, but basically my process is going to be that I'm going to string the photo on the string. Embellishments are going to go on the string as well. Some embellishments will go underneath the string, but basically all along each row is going to be filled up with embellishments of the color that matches. So you'll see, like, this will all be the red embellishments. So I've got some embellishments are going to go on top of the string. Some embellishments will go underneath, like I said. And this one, because this one was thin, what I did was kind of built like a little flap of paper and just folded it on the string and then attached the embellishment right on top. So it's just a little die cut. It's just glued right on top of a piece of paper. And then some embellishments I actually punched and strung through. And then some, like I said, are just going to be adhered right to the back of the vellum, or I guess the front of the vellum, that way. And that's kind of how it's going to look. So each of the photos, you'll be able to kind of flip through so you can see each of them, but they'll all be layered on top of each other in kind of a rainbow effect. So I'm pulling in some puffy stickers. I'm pulling in some regular stickers. I'll use some of the alphas. But now I'm going to start on the other colors. So I'm going to skip all of this, and that is the end product. So the easiest way that I found to do this was to actually adhere all the strings to my table so they couldn't wiggle around. And then once I got them all strung up, I tied them in the back. And then I'll take all of that off. And this is kind of the final product, what it's looking like. But then I didn't really like everything I didn't like that you could kind of see through the cover. So I'm going to add some pattern paper here to the front. And since I went with kind of a rainbow order, I decided to go with some rainbow paper on the cover. So I'm liking how that's looking, just because I think it makes it kind of look a little bit more finished. So I wanted to add a brad for the closure, but the brads in these kits are actually just decorative brads, which means that they're not actual brads. They're more like enamel dots or stickers. So I pulled the brad from my stash, and then I just super glued one of the decorative brads on top because I liked that it had, I liked those brads. I thought they were really cute, but I just wanted to be more usable as a brad. So I just super glued it, and it worked perfectly that way. And then I'm just going to string one of the twines around here for closure. And that's it. I'll have some close-ups here at the end. Thank you so much for watching.